I suppose the time is upon us, so we will call to order the FARGODOME Authority meeting for Tuesday, August 27th. And the first item before us is the agenda. Is there any additions, revisions to the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Dan.
Second.
Second from Mike. First from, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 1 is the minutes from July 30th. We'll just take a brief moment to let anybody go over those for a second time.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Nancy. Second from Troy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Item number 2, old business. Is there any old business before the FDA? Carrying on, number 3, new business. General manager's report. Rob, table's yours.
All right, page 4. This will be month of July, so 7 months. As always, the month is on the left-hand side. 7 months year to date on the right-hand side. So for the month of July, we had 8 event days with attendance of just about 14,500 compared to a budget of 9. We had event income of 141,500 compared to a budget of 93,500. And expenses, indirect expenses of just about 575,000 compared to 587,000, so a little bit below budget on expenses. So we had a net deficit for the month of July, which is typical, of just about 290,000, but compared favorably to the budgeted $350,000 deficit for the month of July. As typical for July, there's usually only one event, and it is a big event, or a long event, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So USA Wrestling was about $50,000 above budget. More attendees, and even more wrestlers. In that 14,500 number, we don't count the wrestlers because we never know what it is. Blah blah blah. But there was more wrestlers that were here longer, 8 more. And then also spectators, higher number than average on the spectators watching them as well. On the meeting room side, July is a tough meeting room month historically because actually the rooms are tied up for about 2.5 weeks with USA Wrestling, so we don't have a lot of time to go around and do that. Plus then United Way School Supply, so we don't do a lot in there. On the expense side, labor was below budget, about 16,500. A combination of a couple of things, plus the eliminated director of finance position. The operations department, about 2,800 above budget, as almost typical. USA Wrestling falls on seems to be the hottest and most humid days, so we had a lot of energy usage, but it was only less than 3,000 above budget, so operations did a good job of controlling all their other expenses to minimize that. And so that is the month of July. Any questions? Year to date then, 65 events, 251,500 attendees compared to a budget of 262,000. We've had total event income of just about $1,975,000 compared to a budget of $2,070,000. We have had expenses doing our best to control them of $3 million compared to a budget of $3.13 million. So through the first 7 months, net surplus of $120,000, or quite favorably compared to the budget of $30,000. One event changed the event comment, so I don't have much on that. Interest rates continue to be up, so we don't fully budget for it, but we sure like it when it's high, and we'll take it. On the operations side, $55,000 below budget signals. I think what they're trying to do their darndest to manage the big things such as all of the energy usages, steam, heat, or steam and electricity. But it's an old building and old systems, and they're tired. So there's a lot of repairs and different things, and we're actually seeing, I guess this is more of a general comment, but we're seeing, 15 and 10 and 15 and 20 and 25 year items starting to go. And the most common feedback is, yeah, that's obsolete. We don't make that anymore. So we're starting to really be challenged with that. So we've got to make some large decisions here pretty soon as far as how we're going to go about. There are some piecemealing things we can do, but you also run an operational nightmare when you have 6 different things or 4 different things for when it's normally 1. So it might end up being a full replacement of certain lights or things such as that when ballasts and bulbs and everything aren't made anymore. So, with that would conclude my report on the financials, unless there's any questions on both month or year-to-date financials. Okay, moving on. Past and upcoming events, starting on page 12 since our last meeting, which was at the end of July, because I guess we're at the end of August, aren't we? So we did finish up the last couple of days of the United Way School Supply Drive. I do believe they hit their goal of over 6,000 backpacks. August was pretty quiet for us, which, contrary to last year or the year before, it's kind of normal that way. We don't like to see it, but frankly, it was also good for some of our colleagues here to get some extended time out of the office after a very busy 18 plus months running through. So they did that, but then this past Sunday, I think some of you were talking about it earlier with the Nate Bargatze. I thought very good attendance for last Sunday in August with schools coming back into session and kind of that last hurrah, but just around 9,000 people. So I think that was a great night for that. Brings us to today. So any questions, comments from members for past events? Moving forward then, we're getting ready and planning for the kickoff of the home NDSU football season, which this year obviously is the second game. So they will host Tennessee State on the 7th. And then NDSU College of Health Professions will have their career fair scholarship programs the 11th and 12th. NDSU Homecoming early this year will be hosting Towson on Saturday the 21st. Our first day of youth football out of the kind of rural North Dakota, Carrington areas, Lisbon, Sunday the 22nd, and then the NDSU Career Expo, their fall one, which formerly known as the Engineering and Tech Expo. And so that's how I leave it on there, because we all know how I like change. Taking it through. So we're doing a lot of planning with NDSU football. Casey Erickson, our Director of Food and Beverage, and Joey Haynes, our concessions manager, have done a great job looking at different things. It's kind of always one of the big things of what's different, what's new. So this year for food and beverage, new things, they've reached agreements with Brewbird in Fargo and Captain Jack's in Fargo. They're going to be taking over both of our kind of grill stands and doing that. So Brewbird actually started it on Sunday with Nate Bargatze. So they'll be handling those, kind of trying to bring in more local flair with that. Also, we got a Buzzy Bee Nitro Coffee, which is a little new to the area, but is a local. Mini donuts is like mini as in Minnesota donuts. They started earlier this year, and then actually a former NDSU football player with Mahana Fresh in here. I don't know what he serves. I'm told it's healthy, so I won't go near it. But so he'll be in here for that too. So those are 5 things there, along with our typical ones that we've got with the Domino's, the Cold Stone, the Dippin' Dots, Perfectly Nuts, the Maui Wowie, and then Fargo Phillies, which was in last year, but they've also got them to bring in his Mac Daddy's gourmet mac and cheese stuff as well. So looking forward to it. They got a lot of different things going on.
I think that's fun.
They're opening up a couple of just grab and go stands, which hopefully will shorten stuff. Basically, beverages, both mostly non-alcohol, but some alcohol and snacky stuff for people to just kind of go in, grab, pay on their way out. Hopefully a little bit more efficient. We were hoping to have some roaming sales, they had gone ahead and gotten some handheld points of sale that would be wireless to go through. Great sales job by the guy, because he told us he forgot to say that they wouldn't work with our system. even though they're the same system, but technology's different, so they're getting sent back, and we'll go to Plan B for football and then into Ribfest for next year as well. So looking forward to it, hoping to have a great season and see where the 11 or 12 games bring us, and we'll see where we're at the end of November.
Sounds good.
Any questions, comments, concerns, praise that you want to specifically give to me from the board from this wonderful report?
You're as cute as you ever were.
That's not really saying a lot.
Nancy pumping his tires, I love it.
If not, that would conclude my report.
Thank you, Rob. Carrying on to item B, committee reports, we will go into the building finance committee, and have we concluded who's gonna deliver that?
Look, if you slide over, we could do like a leg wrestling competition.
I can report on behalf
All right,
of.
thank you, Blake.
I'll report on behalf of Rick. So July financials, we heard from Rob, as well as Zach presented at the 8/21 meeting to building and finance, the financials, and the month-to-date, year-to-date financials were approved at that meeting. 1B, or B, project and capital updates, it was light update for there. Just parking lot repairs going on for B and C. Some needed repairs there that will be, the city will be will be reimbursed through the capital budget for those repairs. And then AstroTurf is in this week.
Back tomorrow to help the turf come back out onto the floor.
Finishing touches there prior to the season. And then C, escrow balance and performance was presented to Building and Finance. Year-to-date return of 9.22% with a balance just north of 43 million. So that was it for Building and Finance. Any comments, questions?
You're gonna make a motion?
If not, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Ready with roll call, Blake,
Yes.
Troy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
And that covers Amanda approving the financials too. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Did it both then?
Yep. Good work. Going to item number 4, discussion on the FARGODOME remodel. Not a lot to report at this time, as we got the RFP in circulation right now for the educational informational campaign, and so the date escapes me. When's the drop dead date on that?
Submissions are due this Thursday, the 29th.
Thursday the 29th, those will be in, and once those come in, we'll go through the process of selecting a firm to represent the FARGODOME, so more to come on that. Other than that, there's, as you guys are aware, the item is on the ballot for November, and now it's the process of getting the information out of what we're gonna do here at the FARGODOME, so that chapter will start after the marketing firm is selected.
I guess I came in through the lobby quickly this afternoon, but I know that the samples we have from one of the seating companies are actually sitting in the lobby now, and so we'll leave them out with some pictures of renderings of possible, the renderings of what the areas could look like. So.
Perfect. So take a look at those on your way out. So that is number 4, just informational to the group. Additional items, number 5. Is there anything additional items in front of the FDA? Hearing none, we're adjourned.